Welcome back to another show. My name's Rocky Outcrop. You've been wondering, where'd he go? Well, it's after 9 a.m. in the New York time zone, my friends, and it's also 9:22, 2:22 p.m. in the UK. Well, here I am. I'm back again. It's nice to see you, and this show, this stream will never end. But here we are. We're a little bit late because I was actually broadcasting out to the ether, hadn't not updated my stream key, trying to make this thing here with the funny comments pop up. Means I need to update my stream key all the time. I'm Rocky Outcrop. This is your morning technical analysis show. Thanks so much for joining me, and thanks very much for waiting. Yes, and as well, thanks to all of the technical analysis gods who'd have been the only ones who'd have been watching my previous half an hour or 20 minutes or so of live streaming into the ether. Whoopsie doopsie, ha, silly me. Well, they enjoyed it, I'm sure, and we were discussing this question here from Corey Bing Bong. This is one of the big discussion topics of today, and thanks so much for him putting that through for us. And what we'll do is we'll discuss that for a few minutes and jump on over and discuss things like this AMC chart over here. We're also going to be looking at other technical analysis, probably jump in here and take a look at, well, GME, not E, GME over there. We could look at E if you want to. That's what we do in the show as well. We do requests from people that come in, and we'll be playing ticker bingo today as well. The donations are set up. PayPal donations, OneUpCoin crypto donations, and regular super chat donations, all set up so that the big bingo machine will be activated by them. But I will be checking with the crypto and PayPal donations because there's a minimum donation amount of $20 for the ticker bingo machine to start working. Am I streaming live? Let me just double check. Yes, I am. Now, I do have checks in place, of course, checks and things and methods and protocols to make sure that I definitely do go live when I hit the go live button. But, you know, that's just sometimes these things happen, right? Okie dokie. Got a lot on, always a lot on the old plate. All right, so, Corey, fantastic question. Thanks so much. And as I picked a tiny little thing out of my mouth there, I was hoping, what, that better not be a bit of my tooth. Thankfully, it wasn't. So, Corey Bing Bong says, hey, Rocky Outcrop and TradeSpot. And TradeSpot, by the way, if you don't know who that is, you should check him out on YouTube. YouTube.com/C/TradeSpotting. Great guy, my brother, fantastic stuff. Corey Bing Bong, TradeSpot, saying here to me and TradeSpot, if you have time in the stream today, can you go over a few things to help develop a predefined profit-taking strategy? I want to start executing trades in cold blood. So that's the discussion topic that we'll have today. And Corey follows that question up with information here. I get horizontal resistance and support as being good levels, as well as technical breakouts of patterns. I'm not looking for hard and fast rules unless you think there are some more general tips. And there certainly absolutely are some more general tips, and I'll absolutely deliver them. Before markets actually open, it is 25 past. I can see the time up over there on the stream. I'll jump over and check what the pre-market pricing is doing for GME and AMC and anything else that people particularly want me to look at, and we'll discuss those things. We'll take a couple of minutes just now to discuss this topic. A lot of people trade. In fact, I'll make it so that it's even easier for people to make a clip out of this, including myself, because it might end up being that I make myself a clip out of this one at the end. Why not? So I'll do this all cool styly. I'll run the intro clips and everything and all that, make it pretty neat, right? Yeah, let's try it. So don't be weirded out. Don't be weirded out whenever I go into hello mode all over again here. Bam, bam, bam. So go like this. Go like this. Hi, my friends. I'm Rocky Outcrop, and you've been wondering how to execute trades in cold blood. You've been taking trades, getting into a bit of profit, losing some of that profit and ended up cutting it at a loss, or indeed not cutting it when you should have and ended up taking less profit from your trades and not operating in that cold-blooded manner. How do you do it? And let's discuss this. We've got a question coming in from Corey Bing Bong, who understands. Fuck it. No, sorry. Excuse my language, by the way. Excuse my language. We will get around to looking at charts and stuff. I just have to start this one again. I don't feel that was very compelling, right? Even though, of course, everybody out there who loves me very much probably thinks that that was an all right start to a wee clip. I don't think so. We need to be even more dynamic. Hi friends, you're looking to execute trades in cold blood. You do technical analysis like this. And of course, like Corey who asked the question, you get horizontal resistance and support and breakouts, but you're still looking to execute trade in cold blood. Let's discuss that for just a minute or two, give you a couple of tips and see if we can help you improve as a trader. My name's Rocky Outcrop. Hit that like and subscribe. How do you execute trades in cold blood? Starting off with a plan before you actually get involved in the trade is a really good way of doing that. Iteratively improving is another really good strategy for you as well. Starting off where you're taking trades where all of them are executing cold blood, taking profit a bit earlier than perhaps you would have wanted to. Maybe leave that phrase, cut your winners or cut your losers quickly and let your winners run. Maybe leave that phrase until you're a bit more experienced in the market and let those winners run after you've got consistently good at taking profits in a cold-blooded manner straight out the box. Here's another tip for you. A lot of people trade on platforms where they have to open and close their entire position at the one time, feeling that maybe when they open up a trade, oh, I'm going to put $100 on this thing, and then it goes up and they want to close 50% of it, but the trading platform says to them they have to close the whole thing, so they become reticent and hesitate, and then they don't do that and end up losing money. Well, a good method around that is to open up multiple positions. This is a common feature on CFD spread betting platforms and a lot of options platforms as well. You're better off opening up 2 separate ones or 3 separate ones, maybe even 4. If you close one of those and a little bit of profit, it might even cover off the fees for entering and exiting and any potential stop losses that you could have to experience coming up. Other little things that can really help you with regards to technical analysis is simply by looking at where your last profit taking areas, where your last highs were coming in at. The highs themselves, of course, being profit taking areas for people trading in that little upward movement. Maybe that's less clear for you, but it's especially clear during downward movements, I would imagine, when you can see the prices coming down here and then always struggling to ever get past their previous high during movements towards the top side. Good profits potentially to be made in any of these resurgent prices up the way. For example, over here, a nice 4% or 3.5% move perhaps for you if you were to have taken that, but you would have had to have taken profit just shy of your previous level. So when you're looking at trades and this sort of thing, always be aware of market structure as well as significant horizontal support and resistance levels. Corey did say that he's aware of that, has support and resistance in playing and trading breakouts, but do review this information. I've got a video on my channel, the easiest, most consistent way to trade profitably. That is just a minute and a half long, and it tells you all about playing in the chunks between the levels. That's a good thing to do as well. We'll revisit this question during this live stream today. It is, of course, as well, the 15th, Friday, the 15th of October. So if you're watching this video later in the year or next year or whenever down the line, and you're thinking, I want more information on this, then come back, watch the October 15th live stream on the Rocky Outcrop channel, and we'll be talking about this topic throughout. I'm going to go and check out how markets have opened up because they've just opened up right here for us right now. Let's just see as it happens. One of the stocks that we're interested in trading is this one right here. It's called GameStop. It's a good one and we might like it. And right now the prices are $183.85. It'll be fun in the future to look back and see this video then and talk about it, especially with regards to taking profits, etc., and all that along the way. Thanks so much for watching right now. Do drop a like and subscribe. Come back again, and I'll see you again soon. Whee! Right, sound. So don't actually go anywhere because that was just a clip that I'll be making for people's. It went on a little bit longer because I effed up the starts a couple of times. I don't know. I think it was probably all right. So great. How he's all doing? And let's just do the whole markets have started. Let's chart it, chat for just a couple of minutes. And you got GME over here. I've got a 30-minute time frame up. I'll just drop this down to the 5-minute time frame, and you can see over here, of course, there's no gaps. We're living below the cloud currently. We're below the 50-period simple moving average, so there's like a work on for us today, a job to be getting on with. See a little bit of kind of hesitation, I suppose, so far at the start of the day to actually push above that 50 simple period moving average, looking to kind of operate around this area for a wee while. So what we're doing at the minute then, as we look at this downward moving price action on this 5-minute time frame, is bearing in mind where our previous lows were and asking the question, can we simply put in a higher low at some point here? This previous low that's just along the way here is a little bit of a weak one. I'd actually be looking at this chart and just saying, well, hey, we could easily see the price is going down to 183 just here at the start of the day to try and find our footing. And then we'll be asking the question at this point, really, are we on our way to test 181.93 where that 200 simple is, or are we going back up again? And this is kind of the general region that we're in at the minute. This is one of these movements that we had towards the downside here. You can see in the 5-minute time frame. And unlike this previous one here on the 13th to 14th of October, where we found support in at the cloud, we've actually moved through the cloud here and gone on down below it and operating here with resistance up above us. Now, that's kind of easy to see in a sense, if you like, when you're looking at this previous movement up the way, how the interaction with the highs and the lows came along as we found that support and etc. Now, over here, having gone down below this area where we had that previous knot in prices, well, below the highs during it, it's no surprise to see that that's where the cloud is up above. This is, of course, to be expected. So this is just a little bit of a movement for us, and really in terms of the broader picture Ichimoku clouds, you can see that then we're kind of getting a repeat of what we saw in the 5-minute time frame here for us on the 15th. So naturally, for us to kind of continue on the way, pushing up quickly, etc., we would like to see, because we have been pushing up very quickly over the last wee while, we would like to see us actually today so far able to come up and challenge and then and exist up above $185. So we're really within stone's throw of either of those targets, a couple of dollars up and down. Plenty of potential movement for us to be had without actually changing conditions at all whatsoever. You can see in the 1 hour time frame we actually came up and tested the 200 simple period moving average. Significant point for us, as you know, of note. Of course, we were above the 200 simple period moving average for almost the entire duration of the previous upward spring in price action, having actually captured that movement very, very, very quickly. You can see going back the way here, this was the summertime, the summer sort of sell and walk away zone from June through July through August, and this is where we found our low coming in at sort of the $145 hold me while you wait Lewis Capaldi area. Shot right through that, came back down again. Now this time in this little resurgence that we're having so far, we're able to really ask proper questions about whether or not we'd be turning this around with any degree of kind of strength with us or momentum or organic movement, as opposed to necessarily just, you know, the sheer strength and momentum exclusively of the sort of what goes up must come down, fee fi fo fum previous movement that we had on the charts there. What we're trying to do here is actually build one of those Roman roads and get it paved in quite nicely. So overall, we're doing okay. There is this negative pullback. It is worth noting, I think, at this stage, if I just kind of hide off the drawings as well, that from the lows to the highs and etc., you've got a few different dynamics at play with regards to where is that 236 Fibonacci for us. And we can see here, drawing in the high to the low, blah, 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 or the low to the high, always left to right with your Fibonacci's, that we are currently below that 236. Now, we did discuss this yesterday with regards to the consolidation that can happen at highs, and where they happen, where that consolidation happens is having its own sort of level of significance, you know, relative to the peak that put us in for that consolidation. And we can see that if we're actually consolidating just below the 236, it's somewhat less positive than it is if we're consolidating above the 236. Now, where is the 236 for us right here? Well, we've not been spending too long on the whole consolidation front, really just coming back down here and so far testing support, you know, I suppose you could say over here instead. And the 236 is right there at 184. So it's kind of laid out fairly clearly for us about that 185 area and what I was talking about before with regards to those shorter term Ichimoku clouds and so on. The 5-minute time frame, however, you know, coming down below, and then therefore kind of answering that question for us as we came down to that area. You can see that we did actually push down in the 5-minute time frame to the area I was talking about, came back up a wee bit. We were then asking that question about whether or not we'd actually be going on down to test this area just here. Seems like we're coming in with a bit of an answer for it so far. What we're looking for this period here is, of course, bullish divergence. You can see this low to this low to this low. There will be areas to check for that divergence, all in yesterday's price action. Today's price action so far, starting off with a dose of bullish divergence, sorry, just here, to give us that hope of a potential turnaround would of course be nicer. We don't actually have to test this particular thing on the 5-minute time frame. Reviewing where we stand on the 1 minute, ever impressive and highly reliable data, we've obviously pushed down below all of this muck here on the chart, and we would anticipate kind of a retest. If we were to fail and go on down the way further, then a lower high at some point on this 1 minute time frame wouldn't be a surprise at all. Kind of splitting the difference here, you can see. Actually, screw that, talking about that, we'll just wait on the 5-minute time frame and go back and check that divergence. So 5-minute time frame, here it is, and we do have some. So unless we go on down and actually test this 200 simple just now in the 5-minute time frame, and perhaps even beyond, then you're going to end up with bullish divergence, giving everybody that opening day start saying, well, actually, you know what, anywhere in this region is a good buy. Buying it just now is all right, because we're hoping for this play to work out for us. As soon as we take out that high, we're trending up the way with a decent, with a high. We start to trend up the way. We'd have a low, a high, and a higher low. As soon as we take out that high, we'd have a higher high. So that's higher lows and a higher low, singular, and higher highs. At that point, all you're asking for is your second higher low. And to be doing that in and around about this muck of the cloud, etc., would of course be somewhat talented. Right, sweet. So 8 minutes there. We've explained all the TA for the day on this one. That means I can crack on. AMC, nice big movement up the way. Okay, so we've talked about this recently. Right, might as well just kind of cover it again for a strong movement up. We're clearly in the overbought territory on the RSI. Big movement up the way here on the DMI as well, splat off of that thing. If we did actually pull back from these highs on the stochastics, you'd have a degree of divergence. Does that give us a hope, in fact, as we are quite erect here, to actually push on a little bit higher? It certainly does. Makes me inclined to look at a different time frame to see how this feature being overbought, sorry, looks on something else. The 15-minute time frame, you can see we're just coming up to that just now. Okay, cool. Can we get a bit of that continuation then? Looking at the 30-minute time frame and checking in with how that is as well. Just actually ditch the drawings because that circle's a bit annoying there, isn't it? Plenty of scope for movement over here. Let's just check as well on the 1 hour time frame. Bearing in mind, of course, that all of this information on the 1 hour time frame comes from the previous movement that led to this rise up in prices doing pretty well. I do anticipate a pullback at some point. This is the type of gap that I imagine will get filled. However, it's looking pretty good in terms of where we are right now. Definitely momentum with us so far, which is good to see. This is the question then. We obviously want to see this operate fairly well. We've talked about comparisons with other days that started off like this. This is not what I intended on doing. This is not what I intended on doing. Back off, Rocky. Right, look, you're going to get this extremely high quality educational technical analysis for the next 1 or 2 minutes. And then I'm chilling out, right? This is too good. This is too good. This quality is too good. It's too good. It's happening again, right? It's like I said in my fake show that went out to the gods of TA. I get dragged into the TA here, and it's just boom. Something happens. People often talk about it. There's a light goes off in my head, and I'm just in the zone. And just realized that I've been promising myself not to do that. I'm going to instead engage more with the chat here. Okay, going to engage more with the chat and stuff like that. Got good luck. I should go work. Will listen. Big love. Oh, big love to you too, Harry. If you're listening now, then you can hear me saying it now. Big love. I'll be checking in with the chat instead of this, right? I'm going to just finish this TA section off here as I get frustrated forever lifting this microphone up and then watching it slowly sink down because I need to tighten the screw on it because it's a shit design. So off it goes. From El Gato. So whoops, sorry. So yeah, what am I looking at here? 5-minute MMAT time frame. Oh, look, it actually already did it already today itself. Has it, or is that the end of yesterday? That was the end of yesterday. Came in. No, the start of today. Gap pulled right back straight away. MMAT seems to like doing that. But anyway, over here when we were looking at this other gap, of course, and how this all functioned. Get rid of the drawing so you can see it clearly. Opened up, ran up the way, nice. Then we got to a point where it got a little bit scary and we pulled back without being able to come back up above certain key areas for us, right? Just that kind of scope. We already covered it. I explained it in extreme detail before. So going over to the right-hand side where we are right now, 5-minute time frame. Go down to the 3-minute time frame. I'm confused. I thought I was looking at a chart that looks slightly different to this. Am I confused by something? If something happened here that I got confused by? If something happened there where I got confused, please let me know. I certainly confused myself just a second ago. Right. Daniel, thanks so much for that $5, by the way. Really appreciated. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. I thought I had something else on the chart here to look at. But anyway, yeah, this run up that we're seeing so far, very good. Was there not a gap on the chart? What chart was I looking at that had a gap on it? Did not have a gap on this. Anyway, fantastic. It's not that it's going really, so it's going really, really strongly. Going really, really strongly. And okay, as well, you say you donated, but there's no bingo bongo. Oh, aye, Lumia thing. Maybe I didn't hit the button. God, I tested it and everything. It should have worked. Where is it? Sorry. Oh, it says it is connected to YouTube and everything. Everything's going well over here. It should be working. It should be working, but it isn't, right? I tested it. It should be working, but it isn't. Sort of thing that I'll sort out with people in the chat over the weekend, live chat. I would have done that last night with you, Sal, but this is going strong. I would have done it with you last night, Sal, but it didn't. I didn't have the. I was going to bed, so it was too late. Sorry, man. Right. So here we have our kind of continual assessment process that's going along just here, just now, for us with regards to this chart. By the way, this here take profit. This is something that I changed slightly in the episode that went out to the ether. I had it set in at a 7.9 risk to reward, and it did see it got stopped here just on that 7.9. This is the way it was set up yesterday as I drew it in on the charts. Now, I like to talk about 5-to-1 risk to reward trades. So the way I would have actually have done this if I was doing it myself probably would have been I would have been aiming for a 5-to-1. I was mostly making a point here about the thing, and this did actually get stopped out, the sort of the trade that we had on in yesterday's price action fairly. It did get stopped out. Yeah, here over on the left, it was immediate here. It was just here on the left. Why can I not stretch it? Doesn't matter. Over here, right? So what I was talking about was how there was an 8% move in prices yesterday, and we managed to capture, using nothing but risk management, 6.8% of that. So Corey, to go back to your question, just to bring this up, is do you remember in the analysis yesterday? Now you might want to watch yesterday's show, and kind of you can skip between bits. You'll have to look for the AMC charts. It's not so easy. Apple Blossom did a good job on the chapter titles, but nevertheless, it's still hard to find the bits, right? Because it's not cut up with extreme chapter titles. So you go looking. It's okay. It's dead easy. I did it myself yesterday just for the crack. You can find it, and you can see how what we were talking about was along the way we were talking about managing our position. We were managing our position even over here, saying that we'd have been happy to have taken profits, cold-blooded, not and we had it on the charts. And you could see I'd drawn in a couple of lines. You can see those lines are still actually on here, right? I said, this here is the risk zone or something like that, and that you'd stop out something like I said, you'd stop out like here or wherever. And and in theory, in this theoretical trade that we put on yesterday, we didn't stop out, but we were saying that cold-blooded we would have, in full knowledge that we'd have missed out on that the prices would have gone down like 1% there off of our profit to have done that to us. But we'd have said, okay, okay, this is how this thing can happen. This can happen. That's okay. And of course, we could have positioned ourselves again had we had this big resurgence in price and we wanted to trade along with it, etc. We could have done that, saying, "Oh, that actually did turn out to be a bull flag. Let's run with it. Let's go with it." Even if we could have done. But anyway, what happened is the prices then went on up, and we talked about how we had these key other targets in mind. And when we got to the different targets, in fact, as well, if you had have planned it out, you could have taken profit because we said the specific price targets where it was going to as well. It saw it hitting off of them and then backing away and saying, wow, right on there, almost to the penny, etc. So you could have had that as a take profit and just being like, I'm taking profit there. And cold-blooded is simply saying, when you're watching the prices shoot up the way, being like, I'm not changing it. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to stick with my original assessment. So then, and then you could have got back in after you'd seen a drop down, like it moved up however many percent, dropped back down, lost a big chunk of that move. You could have got in again. That's just boom, boom. Nice trading. Really, you have to be proactively trading though, obviously, for that, which obviously has different impacts on different types of people's and different accounts. And like, especially for new accounts, it's very difficult to do that. And I understand. Now, when it got up to this price, we talked about how it could pull back and where we'd be managing our risk at. So we let that 1.5% go away, and we were happy to have got our 6.8% of the 8% by managing our risk that way. So it wasn't even we talked about how you, well, I didn't actually really talk about it, but it was implicit and it was right there, and it was target, and we spoke about targets, etc. But I didn't say you would take profit here, because I don't do that on the show, because I feel like that's unethical. People would be watching and they would have made money yesterday trading. Well, I mean, it would be slightly different if I did that. They made money, and I know they do it anyway. And if they came back the next day and like, here's $1,000 because what you did yesterday made 10 for me, so here's one for you, then I'd be like, okay, we could do this more often. But that doesn't happen. And I know that people were doing that yesterday anyway, so it's all good. But we managed our trade yesterday from a risk management point of view alone, right? Exclusively. It was a trade that we got into, in a sense, theoretically, from a risk management point of view, not really out of a sort of a reward point of view or a predicting the future point of view, just purely from a what could go wrong. We're not predicting the future. Let's position ourselves accordingly. And then when we ended up taking profit, exactly the same thing, right? So, having now put us through that chat, and I promise I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this all day. I'm not hand holding today, okay? Having now put us all through that chat, it's time for us to then just kind of wrap up then, in terms of there's two ways of looking at where we are right now. You can see we could measure out from today in terms of the movement up the way, or from the low at the end of yesterday with regards to this 236. For me, I feel like this is a continuation of the positivity that we've seen for the last wee while, and that I'm looking here at this 236 and saying that is when we drop down below this and that, then I would be managing this accordingly, with a review to perhaps then looking back at $40 for the re-entry on it. Now I might have been on some other stock before. Could have been MC? Could it have been this one? This might have been what I thought we were talking about when I had the AMC chart up or something like that, because there was this movement up the way, and there's a big, and it might have been that my Bluetooth keyboard hadn't activated enough, so it could have been that I was sat on this chart as it happens. And I would encourage anybody who happened to be coincidentally, just if there was a weird thing on the world where somebody was actually having to be trading this random thing, which happens to be doing interesting stuff right now, to think about this in the same way. Now, we're not just, this is a Fibonacci strategy, and it's quite clear, so obvious. I'm making it obvious for people. I'm talking about it excruciatingly long length. I'm sorry to anybody who wasn't really fully engaged with that last section. But had you been, you'd have been very aware of how to manage a trade across a movement when you're coming up to your choice, taking profits at targets, or just purely risk management point of view, then carrying it on up the way to get the most out of a move overall. And here we can have the same sort of discussion with regards to this gap here, big gap on the charts. Are we going to see the same sort of thing happen? So we can make little comparison points, just so you can see about how these things can work, etc. That went down to 382 there, resurged back above it, came back down. So, I did it immediately on that candle following the gap up, left a little gap on the top side as well, which then ultimately got filled. The dynamic in at this point, you'd have been thinking, right, are we going to fill that in? Are we going to fill in this one? Whatever. Whatever. Might as well, always try and audit ourselves along the way with regards to it. There just happened to be another gap just here to look at. It was interesting, but, clearly as well, what happened here, bearish divergence on that high, pushing back down the way afterwards as well, not getting that movement up the way. Interestingly, this one happens to have no bearish divergence with that movement up to where it is, and you can see as well, like, this has done a pretty decent job. It's at an equal high though, so there's clearly profit taking coming in here, just ever so slightly higher, pushing up beyond that level, and I think that we've got a little bit of more of a run on it for us. It's sort of an all-time highs. Is it all-time highs though? What is this thing? I haven't actually got any idea what this is. Moles and Company. Aye, it's all-time highs. It's doing it at all-time highs. Now, typically, you would think that there'd be a good deal of volatility around this section, and we're seeing volatility that's brought us up into all-time highs with a gap just down below. Obviously, your better buy on this one is at the gap area, right? But you could see that. Anyway, who cares, right? This isn't even something that anybody's interested in. Nobody even asked me to take a look at it. Somebody, by the way, thanks for that donation of whatever it was. that was supposed to activate, that you thought would maybe activate the bingo machine. Well, it didn't activate the bingo machine, but there's a limit of $20. Nobody's put in a $20 donation yet, so of course the bingo machine wouldn't have been activated anyway. So who would care about that? High profit margin products, that Apple. Anyway, we're going off this screen. In fact, you know what it's like, right? The temptation for me to deliver life-changing education, minute by minute, intense, right into your head, is so strong. I treat you all like Lawnmower Man, right? I'm the CD playing, info dumping thing, and yous are like Lawnmower Man, and I'm chucking 750 megabytes of data into your head, like bang, 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 bang. It's like 10 minutes listening to me is Encarta Encyclopedia 1997, and we're doing it all the time. So obviously that's taxing. We can come back and answer more of that question again in a bit. So instead, we'll do a poll. You've got red apples or green apples, as suggested by Pam, the trader. So quick, everybody, get your answers in. Red apples or green apples? Right, get your answers in here. Let us know what type you prefer. Now, me personally, I'm not actually massively into apples because I don't like tart things. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. Pam, thanks for the question. Everybody needs to know the answer to this. That's right. Katie Babes, thank you so much for that donation this morning before I even started the show as well. Really awesome of you. Thank you so kindly. Where the results are flying in here, it seems like red is the way to go. What's that all about? What's that all about? What's that? Oh, losing a little bit of ground there on the red apples. So there's a lot of people like green apples. Now, I actually don't really know much about apples. Really, I do know that because of the monoculture farming and the branding product. Ticker bingo! 4. Brilliant. So we'll check in what 4 is. Now, hopefully over the weekend, we can come together and build some sort of spreadsheet or something out to make this whole managing the ticker bingo thing a bit more smooth. But that's cool. Right, cool. I suppose with that we can drop the poll. But yeah, I do know that you got your pink ladies, popular Apple and Granny Smith and stuff like that. And as a result of this monoculture farming and the products that are being demanded by people think, oh yes, Granny Smiths are simply the best apples. It means that all the apple farms have gone to using cultivars, and the indigenous, many complex different apple trees that existed around the UK, especially in England, etc., are suffering as a result because people don't have the demand to eat those other apples. And it's just funny. It's just the same thing happens with bananas. And bananas, the Cavendish, is an average banana, apparently. You can get bananas that taste like strawberry ice cream. Yeah, you can get bananas that taste like strawberry ice cream. But instead, we're all like, oh, we want the Cavendish banana. Rubbish, right? And then it's called, anyway, that's where we are with bananas. For me, I like the ones because I don't really like apples that much. I like the ones that have got a bit of red on one side and a bit of green on the other, and then I can pretend that I'm like Snow White, you know, and I can eat it and go, I'm dying. Right, okay, fun times at Casa Apples, Castle Manthana. Anyway, ask the Manthana to that poll, and it's a way off. Their results are in. Now you know. I hope that helps everybody with your apple choosing for your upcoming parties. Crab apples for the win, says Carissa. Well, I don't know about that. Rocky Outcrop, my granny's apples are great, thank you. Well, a granny's apple a day keeps the doctor away. Whoop, okay, I was a fanny and didn't hit send the first time at Rocky Outcrop. Oh, that makes a difference. That probably helps. If you haven't hit the like button, by the way, I would encourage you to do it. Uh-oh, ticker bingo. Oh, we've got a message with this one as well. I should really read. I should probably have read that last message too. Anyway, ticker bingo. And we're off again. Bonus ball. Oh, sugar. I'm being unfair on the old balls. Right. I don't know what a puja ceremony is, but I'm going to have to figure that out. Thanks so much. Balls which didn't have any representation in the odds there were ones that we've done recently, so I don't feel so too bad about leaving these balls out. But I'm going to stick them back in. Okay, and we're going to check if in focus, good stuff. That one there was legit. That's for sure. So that's one of those is legit. I need to scroll back up and see where these donations came in. Isn't it? That's the first legit one, isn't it? Right. Anyway, I'll check it in a second. Kim, thanks. Wow. Shikar, thanks. Corey, you did it as well. Right. Thanks so much. So there are 3 legit ticker bingos. And well done, somebody, Kim, you just did that. Kim, you just pulled out GME. Well done. So GME will get a look in today in the technical analysis. And there was two legit ones before, not 3. So one of them was the bonus ball. It's not been named anyway, so we can take the 2 other legit ones. So we're going to be looking at 6, 8, and 4. 6, 8, and 4. 6 GME, as we discussed already. 8 is VLDR. Damn it. Right. Two more that came in. Fantastic stuff. Right, brilliant, feckin' brilliant. But let's do our squats. We'll do our squats. We'll read Shikar's message because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, by the way, to that. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday, Shikar. In fact, we'll sing happy birthday to him, right? My parents doing a puja ceremony for me. We're listening to the show. That's cool. I don't know what puja ceremony is. That's so freaking sounds cool though. You guys have taught me so much already. I'm very grateful to the education. Love you, peeps. Well, brilliant. Okay, let's do it. Everybody around the world. Here we go, Shikar. There's a global happy birthday coming up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Shikar. Happy birthday to you. Right, brilliant, excellent. We all did that around the world, man. That's happened for you. Happy birthday. Good to see you, buddy. Right, so here's to Fantastic Friday, said Kim. Pam the Trader, I like pink color. I was asking red apples or green apples to Apple Blossom. Sorry to interrupt. You weren't interrupting, Pam. That was good. I wonder if she's red apples or green apples. I've never asked her that myself. I need to find out. I'll have to review the chat afterwards. Happy birthday, Shikar, says Jimmy. You're a great person. And he chucked a bunch of hearts in there as well. Fantastic. Fan-feckin-tastic. Well, we find ourselves... excuse me. We find ourselves at... And thank you so much to everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of the show. It's 10 a.m. Welcome to your morning. I hope you're having a good morning. And we're going to do some squats together to start off the day right. We're going to do that just now. If you're just getting out of bed, then why not? If you just had breakfast, then why not? And if it actually turns out it's evening where you are in the world, then why not? Let's just do it. And thanks so much for being here with us as well. Do hit the like button, share it with your friends and all stuff. Now, why do we do squats? 2 reasons. One, they're just the general reason to be healthy, get the blood flowing, activate the brain and all that good stuff. And the other reason is to is because they're actually hard. They're hard for me to do. And I started off here as so incredibly near death unfit. Like honestly, I'm not like massively fat or anything, but I'm so unfit that this is my way of kind of, you know, meeting you halfway in terms of like, I know that technical analysis is hard to learn. I'm so unfit. I couldn't even do 10. Right? Now I can do 13 and I do really good ones. Right? I try really hard. Okay, so let's try really hard. Let's get them. Let's knock them at the park. We'll jump back in. We'll take a look at what these ticker bingo balls were that came up, and we'll do some technical analysis for them. If you're just joining me, what does technical analysis look like? It looks like this. Woo! Woo! Prices go up. Prices go up. Prices be going up. And stuff like that. Yes, nice. Good to see as well with this thing here that it is just pushing a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher, whatever the hell MC is. AMC, how's it going? It's going well. Did that little bit of consolidation there at the right place. Pushed a little bit higher. It's got us up to 40.75. Excellent. We want to be staying in the 40s, right? Don't we? Next target's $44, by the way. We've got a little dollar sign up there showing us that the next target's $44. Just stick it over here so you can see that's the next target in there. The reason for it being, of course, we've got that gap. So let's just jump on back over to the big screen so that we'll do our squats together. Okay, I'm serious. Let's try it. When you're doing them, think about the muscles you're using. It does make a difference, even if people in the chat tell me that it doesn't. It does, right? In my head, it does. So it might for you. You think about the ones that they're getting activated, you activate them more. Think about your core. Do it. You'll use it. Use your core. Try and keep your back nice and straight. Remember, it's actually quite a lot of work in the ass and the knees and the thighs and that as well. Don't go down to the grass with your ass to just hang off your knees. Keep your bum suspended. Don't comply with gravity. And when you start getting used to that, you'll see videos of people doing squats where they just drop down and you can see, you're just letting gravity do the work. No, no, no. We don't do that over here. We control our descent. Just like those Elon Musk spaceships, right? Let's do it. Oh, apparently you can find your stance for it better if you do like a star jump or something. Doesn't work for me. Brilliant. And we might be about ready to move on to 14 squats next week, right? Great. This is progress. It's progress for everybody. Obviously, it knackers me out, but it's progress. Okay. Cool. Every day, bit of progress. Every single day. And that's to say, as well, you're one day closer to achieving any goal that you have. Any goal, you're one day closer to it. Really, this is the place to be. Rising tide lifts all ships. And we do more than just TA here. We do good life stuff. Right. Okay. Well, what are these freaking numbers then? You got your 2, your 5, your 6, or your 8, your 4, and your 10. So 2 Cardano, cool. 5 AMD, cool. GME's number 6. Number 8 VLDR. For some reason, I think the TA on VLDR sucks in my head. Don't know why. Some hangover in my head about that one. Don't know why. And number 10 that I think I've got in as PCT. I'm not sure, or else I've written this in wrongly. Anyway, figure it out. Let's get VLDR over with. No, this isn't the one that sucks. This is a different one. This is cool. That's fine. One of them on is it DM? Is it DMYI that sucks? Yeah. Doesn't even turn up. Right. Yeah, that'll be what it was that was causing me that brain fart. Right. Sound. So dicka bingo, dicka bingo. Now, let me just check real quick that I didn't miss any chats. Rocky Outcrop, my granny's apples are great, thank you. Shakar's your birthday. Water. I'll have some of this sugar water now. Gosh, really, I do need to get some water, right? I've got a glass of it over there. Hydration station. You're a badass, Rocky Outcrop. Love this community so damn much. I'm inspired every day by each and one of you. Proud to stand with you. Quick shout out, that man that's talking there. Actually go back to the big screen so you can see this. Where is he? Where are you? Where are you? Not turned up here yet on my other screen. We should add Plank Star regime, says Autumn Grace. My goodness, you're really you're getting what the hell? What? What the hell? Look at this. That's news to me. That's funny. Pam, who starts her day off at the gym, she's cycling right now, but will stop to do squats with you. That's so awesome, Pam. It's so cool that you do that at the gym every day and you join us for it in the morning. It's great to be part of your morning routine. Look at that. Somebody who's combining things together. You're really dual tasking with that health. Where the heck is Ronaldo Moreno's post at on my fancy pants message alert thing? Pretty cool, right? This message alert thing, isn't it? Where's Ronaldo's post? There he is. Look, if you don't know who this guy is, go check him out, okay? He's a musician, and his music is great, and he's part of this community. Okay, so it's like just showing support to a brother, but also he's a really great guy, and also he's actually really freaking good at his music. Okay, he's Ronaldo Moreno. His name's right there. Go check it out on YouTube, Ronaldo Moreno, and Spotify, Ronaldo Moreno. The guy's got 555-ish subscribers. When I go and check his channel on his next live stream, I want to see it at least at 575 subscribers, okay? I'm not joking. There's people here, I'll be pissed off if it isn't. There's people here who know people who like music. More people like music than they like technical analysis. It should be easy AF to introduce somebody to his songs. There's so many good ones out there. People listen and say, that guy's got a good voice. Who is it? And you say, great, subscribe to his YouTube channel. You'd be doing me a favor. My buddy Rocky asked me to we want to try and get up to 575 at least by the next time. Can we do that? Can we do that together, please? That would be nice. Right, cool. Excellent stuff. Back to the charts. VLDR, yeah, the wedges inside wedges, man. We talked about this before. There's a couple of wedges here. I know it's hard to see, right? But I mean, you tune in and you can follow along. All right, it's Friday. I'm taking it easy today, so I'm not going to clean up the charts too much or any of that. Now, we talked about wedges, and we didn't get pushed down by the 200 simple moving average along the way here. We pushed outside of one of these wedges. One of the wedges. We pushed outside of one of the wedges. Where's that line coming from? That's a measured move line thing. We pushed outside one of the wedges, and it's taken us up outside one of the other wedges, which is fantastic. What are these wedges? Well, hard to see on the 1 hour time frame, I suppose. In a sense, easier to see on the 4 or the daily chart here. So there's like a wedge that extends all the way back throughout the entire year. Okay, and then you zoom in down to small term time frames and hit the auto button to make it more visible, for example. And you can see that there's this 15-minute chart here. There's a wedge, and it's like a wedge stacked up inside a wedge. It's the Russian doll of wedges, this VLDR. And we've pushed outside of one, had a retrace, came back down and retested it. As you can see just here, pushed up outside of another, came back, retested it. And now we're moving on a little bit further, and it's great. This is the great big, the almighty turnaround. So good time to have added this thing to Ticker Bingo, I suppose. I wonder how people found out about it and what the chat is. We had, looking back the way, we had all this bullish divergence in the run down to just here to give us that perfect kind of setup. Now, eager beavers would have been getting in, and no doubt as well, there was probably some news that got people out of position, etc., back over here. when the prices were 638. We're actually just coming up to challenge that now at 637. So I would be aware of that little inflection. I'm hoping that this actually encourages people to become positive again. So the chances are, that people first found out about this in about the 8th of September. So or from then to mid to late September, as people were trying to get them to rally in and whatever type of thing they thought was happening there. But until actually, we had to go on for that next push of bullish divergence in the lower low before we got to have a chance to turn around. It would just come a penny away. Just a penny away from where we were before, actually right on that sort of level now. So there's a good degree of liquidity happening in there, because we know a lot of them, and we know that phrase. Vic Vince shared it with us yesterday in that picture that I started the show with. I'm going to sell when I get to break even. That mentality. Well, it's right there. There's tons of people that do that. There's tons of people who do that legitimately, and it's like their modus operandi, like market makers, etc. And that's totally fine. But there's a lot of people who obviously that do that, just like the retail market adds so much pressure at peaks and troughs because of their I'll sell it when I get there. I'll sell it when it gets there mentality again. Just checking to see that I'm still live over there on my check it to see if you're live screen. And I am. So yeah, good. Okay, cool. So what can we do here to help improve the situation? What? We can analyze we're up here above the cloud, very good. Above the 50 simple moving average, very good. Degree of potential weakness for us in this sideways movement here. We don't really have a good higher low, 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 and we are trading. Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, sorry. So we don't really have one of them yet, and we instead have this higher low, higher low. We have come back down, and we've stayed above the 236. No, we're going to keep riding this as ever. We are anticipating that you could easily come in for a retest of the 613 area where the 382 is currently, failure to take out your prior highs, and so on and so forth. The diminishing volume at this period is, it's a hesitancy that you're seeing naturally in it around about that 638 area. Now, of course, we did push up to 650 and got pushed back down the way. Since this is bullish conditions, nice good change in conditions. I think we were talking about this as well back when we brought it up. We were talking about how, ready for a change in conditions. Would have been saying that sort of thing here. Can we push outside of it? So of course as well, we were in negative conditions. Now we're in positive conditions. We can obviously drop down. We can drop down here and we've got a nicely packed parachute. We've got nice areas below us to land onto. It's not all spikes and broken glass. Anyway, what am I going to say here? Trending up the wave, provided that we stay above 613. It's provided we stay above 630. I'm bullish. 630 and up, I'm bullish on this one. I'm bullish on this one anyway. I've been bullish on this one really with the potential for this wedge breakout, and now it's happening. Very much bullish on it. Yes, bearish divergence here as we're trying to turn things around on the small term time frame. Bigger term time frames, we don't actually have that bearish divergence, but obviously slight slacking in here. Can we push up and get a third higher high, fourth higher high with some bearish divergence? The Wen Ambo, there you go, Sasha. Can we do that? Where's the 4 hour time frame? Come on in here, pal. Right, yeah. All right. So we've not changed conditions around yet on the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, we're going to remain positive with this, with anticipation of a correction at some point, because there needs to be at some point in the near future, because of that 4 hour dynamic. That 4 hour to 15-minute dynamic. The change there. Right, moving on. Let's try and not spend so long on these things every time we do them. Let's just bring up PCT, because I don't know if this has had a look in enough or not. Pure Cycle Technologies, of course, for folks who don't know what that is, me amongst them. So yeah, Pure Cycle Technologies. It's pure cycle, really good cycle. It's none of this half-arsed cycle, some I don't know what else. It's pure cycle, unadulterated cycle, which is great. So we have that facet there. Let me just say, this is uncharted territory for me, actually. So might as well start off here without anything on. Uncharted territory in this chart. New chart, brand new chart here. Here's another clip. Hi, friends. What would it be like to take a look at a new chart? Well, I'm looking at one right now that I've not looked at before. Let's kind of do this together. So we've got a chart over here. I just opened it up a second ago, and the first thing that jumped out at me was that upward sloping area just there. So I just flung a green line in, kind of just showing me where that demand line is, more or less. Other things that jumped out of me that's like I didn't bother kind of drawing on is the fact that down here is like, where the prices started off, all-time lows, big drop downs in the prices over here of this thing. Current price of it is 13.70. Of course, over in those regions, $10. So this is a logarithmic chart. Let me just show you what it looks like on linear. Not hugely different, really, to be perfectly honest with you. Not like some charts that really do change quite a bit. So you can see the highs up there at 35, down to the lows at $10, kind of knocking off 2/3 of the value thing, more 3/4 perhaps. You do the math. But no, here we have it that in terms of the recovery so far from that drop down, that we've not managed to get to the point where the whole world would look at it and say that it's recovered yet. This is the logarithmic chart. I'm using logarithmic Fibonacci's on this logarithmic chart for people who are wondering. Up here on the movement up the way, pull back down the way, came to the 886 and found support. So just kind of what I'm doing at the minute is just measuring this thing out, seeing where we got to from one part to the other. Now, actually, what I'll do here real quick, since we're just on this together, I don't suspect I'll use this as an episode. I don't know. No, actually, I'll not use this as a little clip. I can't be bothered making it into one. It's too. This is specific. I mean, it's not like I do this on every chart, is it? So now that I've gone off piste, I'll ditch that idea. I'm just going to make. Oh look, actually no, they weren't based on. Oh, I've been doing this wrong all day today now. As a result, ha. So even better. Wow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine my talk about me doing top quality education, eh? Right. Yeah. Great. Cool. Same thing though. Same thing. Same thing though. Same thing though. We've moved up towards the 618 though. Makes a bit more sense all of a sudden, that Fibonacci, doesn't it? Let's just draw this other one in and see if it also makes a bit more sense now that I've changed the option on it as well. Bing, bong. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I was looking at that going, that's not right. That 236 being way up there, that's not right. But I was like mid-flow, wasn't I? Anyway, I put the breakers on it eventually. That's why I don't normally do this when I was going between logarithmic and linear. As like as my smooth way of saying, what the f is going on with this? I need to explain this one at least to myself. That's what I was thinking. Right, brilliant. So just as it happens, you can the logarithmic chart's better than the linear chart. It is. It is. That's my opinion. We're all entitled to opinions. That's my one. As it happens. Oh, wow, look at that as well, straight off there. So one of the other things that I was thinking about when I was doing this was with regards to where are we then on the linear chart with if the I had two thoughts at once. One of them was what the heck is going on, and the other one was what actually does this measure out like? Because if that comes in here at the in around about this zone, that's 69695 as opposed to 618. So you're looking for that 3%. It's a wee bit beyond that, isn't it? It's a wee bit beyond it, but still. Down to here, 957. It's a bit beyond it's not really great for a harmonic. It's not really great, is it? I mean, you could force the issue with it, but it's kind of it's not good. So there'll be better things to look at than that one. Just wanted to kind of do that real quick. There was a gap that got filled in over here as well, evidently. Right. So anyway, what's the chat? What is the chat with this one? This is the entire lifetime of it. It's only been around since September 2020, which makes it a relatively young company, very young company. And then we've also had this big movement down the way. That was a downward movement, but wasn't much of a downward trend. It all happened so quickly in here as well. In it around about then May, jump up to there in June, down again. So this market moves quite quickly when it does move, which is nice for trading. Based off of speculation alone. So this being the last kind of downward trend that there was, which we're still effectively in, by the way. So my kind of thing here being, and I don't actually know off the top of my head if I can use the curve tool the wrong way around. Can I just use the curve tool the wrong way around? Yes, I can, right? So you can see here that this is perfect for it, in fact, that that this is still a downward trend. But obviously, in terms of this thing kind of, ultimately, going back up again, that's kind of started to get that look to it. And then we combine that with that green line that we started off with. So this is where we are. Now, that's not our typical chart pattern, is it? It's not, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. The point, those are two separate points that I'm putting together. We're above the 236. This is a decent long. Managing your risk at this point, easy AF, 1330. There you go. 1-3 spot 3-3. I'm not a financial advisor, and of what I say is financial advice, even if I give you specific prices at which to do things. It certainly isn't specific prices for which you to do things. It's me just saying, hey, hey, I'll fix you some X. It's me just saying that if you're looking at a chart like this, and you're saying, well, hey, here's a key area for us, blah, blah, blah. We could easily be targeting this key area, blah, blah, blah. Then, and I like to look at 5-to-1 risk to reward moves, blah, blah, blah. But actually, I'm talking about taking this up to there, which is what? A 20-to-1. Yeah, 20, is it? It's hard to see. You have to zoom in a bit. Sorry, excuse me, 30-to-1 risk to reward trade. Not bad. Not a bad risk to reward trade. Now, is that realistically how you do it, Corey? Is it, Corey? Or is it not? Because we were talking about cold-bloodedness earlier on. And is 30-to-1 what you need? Is it really what you need? Maybe you might think about things along this lines instead. Maybe. Maybe. And then maybe you think about things along these lines instead. Right, that's still 9.2-to-1. Ridiculous. Now, insane. It's insane. So if you're looking for other things, failure at our prior high. Why? Why? Well, because all of these targets, let's be honest, all these targets are targets which come in at what? It's like, what is this? What are you thinking? If you're thinking along these lines here, then what are you thinking? Well, you're clearly thinking that you're going to have some sort of higher high coming in, aren't you? Pop. 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 So for those risks to rewards to come in, into effect, then you're looking for changes of conditions really in this market, which of course, while it has got these highs which are coming up higher and higher all the time, but not, well, they're lower and lower all the time, right, or whatever, but the difference between them, the proportions are changing dramatically, and you've got these higher lows which are higher. Then you can see that that's the sort of the scenario. So managing risk in that point, might as well just keep it simple, make it easy, keep it simple, all that sort of stuff. So this have to be aware that, of course, we saw pullbacks along the way coming up to this, and this is 1 time, 2 times, 3 times we've tried at that zone here once now for the first time, perhaps finding support at the neutral line. There's no gaps down below the 236 like there was last time for us to fill in, like there was last time. So simple comparison points here. We did obviously do that filling in of that gap with a bit of kind of, no momentum. Well, that no momentum comes from all the fools who didn't look at that gap. And of course then, no, I'll stop out because it's taking out the gap. No. And add that liquidity towards the downside before, of course, it resurged back up the way, giving us this, which was, of course, a failure to say, screw it, you know what, let's just go lower, because that wasn't the appetite for the market at the time. So we'll just trade with the markets, as they say, and these are the things that we're looking for on that one. So I think that's pretty, we've nailed that one, really, as well. That's the 4-hour time frame. I mean, you'd be looking then, I suppose, down here at your 50-minute time frame about execution for entry, etc. How are we doing here? Movement down the way. Near class B, nearly, hidden bearish divergence. So you could hang fire on entering this one for just now as well. In terms of like right here, right now, you're looking and saying, where would it go to? Where would it go there? Obviously below that 236. This here's got a high chance of failing any sort of pattern that you have in there, but you could be looking to come down to that 1285 area. Obviously 1369 now. If it dropped 30 cents, then you're looking at for it to come down to another 40-50 cents. So like there's how you maybe like, oh, that hurt. to answer Jewel Maxwell, who was talking about trading last night and kind of losing money and being emotional, if you were to be emotional in this situation, what would happen is you'd stop out here, it would come back up, you'd enter again immediately, and then it would kind of come down here and stop you out, and then come back up a little bit, and you enter again immediately, and then it comes back down here, and then you don't actually enter at this point, and then it comes back up again. You're like, oh, FFS. Like that sort of thing can happen a lot. So instead, just kind of just be less frequent. Don't trade too heavily. Don't trade too frequently. If you're not into that mood, it's going against you. Now there is a good chance here that you could get a trade here, and I'm just talking about it from a different risk management points of view. It's up to you how you trade it. I actually don't. I GAF, and I don't even know if anybody wants to look at this thing right now or not. But it was on the list. It was paid for, so why not? Or it had been knocked off the list, had it? Or had it not? I can't quite tell. I think somebody added to it again. Whatever. Rocky's glass looks loads of fun. Oh, that's cool. My glass is so empty. Have a good one, Homer. Oh, Homer's way off. Good one. Cheers, Homer's ghost. Yep, saying nice stuff to each other. No, that wasn't me, Rocky. No, it wasn't you, Rocky. Oh, was it not? Was it not? It was somebody. I read it this morning. I was somebody. Who was it then? Who was it? Fingers. Right. Cool. So we've got some other numbers that we can do. That was 10. Let's do AMD real quick then. And we'll try and be a bit quicker at this from now on. Oh, great. Continue on the trend. Sometimes these drawings confuse me, if I'm honest. What was this all about? What was that all about? What was it all about? We're leaving these gaps on here all the time. When you've got gaps on here when you've got gaps that are left on all the time, beware of the filling in the gaps towards the downside as opposed to bouncing off them again is a very obvious change in the rhythm of the dance that you're doing at that time. Okay, it's a very obvious change in that rhythm. What was that? Oh, that was the broadening wedge structure idea as well. So we had good price action yesterday, hey? And we did came in and we did came in and we did this. Well, we did came in and we did this, did we? Well, that's good that we did came in and we did this. This is the target from the broadening wedge. Jimmy says, you love a broadening wedge, Rocky. I don't love a broadening wedge. I just see people talk about broadening wedges all the time, getting them wrong and not exploiting the value of them. I don't freaking love a broadening wedge. I freaking hate a broadening wedge. But I like a broadening wedge better than a bump and reversal pattern or something like that, if that's what you're going to be talking about. In arbitrary situations like this one where it wouldn't actually really make proper sense. Right. Okay, sweet. For my sweet sugar for my we've had what we had so far today. Prices have been we gapped down at the start of the day, did we? No, we gapped up at the start of the day, came back down, filled it in with so much ambition that we went on just a little bit lower. Then we pushed up a bit higher then again straight afterwards and closed slightly higher than our gap had even opened up from. Continuing that positivity, it's a little bit kind of stretched, isn't it? As we're seeing here with these conditions, but it's on again. I mean, this is what it's done so far. You'd have to be managing your risk. With regards to, I don't know, I mean, right at this line here, 111.111, all the ones, managing your risk at all the ones. Yeah, manage your risk at all the ones, and it's good to go. But I mean, is it liable to turn over right here? I mean, yeah. It's like hugely bearishly divergent, has been for ages, and it's accomplished our target already, so there's a good chance of that happening. Let's just look at this from a broader point of view then and see where we could be with regards to the movements here on this one. So you'll notice that I haven't done like the 236 style stuff that I did in the previous ones. I haven't done that. Why? Well, because that's down at the gap fill. You could do it from various different places. Do it at various different places, like from like these sort of dissatisfying, but you can do it from these places as well. And where does it come up with? Well, the same sort of thing is what we're talking about. So like, yeah, I mean, okay, so just as I was speaking about it, somebody in the world went long on that thing right there, managing the risk at 1 to 1, 1 to 1. It's probably, and then there will be profit taking targets coming in for people at their prior highs every time. This here's one of these little sort of market making style whiplash things. You see them in the markets all the time. So and quite often it goes for some sort of continuation before an ultimate reversal later on. It does happen, like that, kind of like over here where there was that big movement up down before we got that continuation towards the downside. See if we can find any of these other sort of big whiplash moves here. Big whiplash moves, and then a bit of continuation towards the downside, going back the way. Whiplash move, continuation towards the upside. So you can get the point that I'm making now. There's notable. This isn't a rule. This isn't a rule. This is just me saying that you can often see that type of thing happen. Whiplash, continuation. So I mean, there's obviously massive notable exceptions to this rule. If you want to call it that, I can take a look over here and show you. Or is it an exception actually? Just let me just see if that would have been. Yeah, of course. So like this GME one, it was a reversal at that point. So these sorts of ones, it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting continuation. All I'm saying is that you've got a lot of like this sort of chunking over of the liquidity. Like, okay, right, let's go again. We're ready to. We've kind of reset something somewhere along the lines that's been reset, or somebody's done something somewhere along the lines, and that's all I'm really kind of point out there. You could see continuation here, but that's big one of these whipsaw things, and it's worth pointing out. Of course, on a broader time frame, like the 1 hour time frame, that just kind of turns into a doji. There's a 4 hour time frame. It's just a doji that goes over a couple of well, actually, you'd have to go broader. 12-hour time frames, a doji that goes over a couple of days, etc. So, and this is all happening in this area just here. So, I mean, what can I say? Like, this was the move to happen. Moving on, fuck it. That was the move to happen. We've done it already. Cardano. Sorry, right, we did it. We did the T. You don't have to trade every single move on every single thing. And really, what I should have done is opened up the charts, seen that it had done its move up to that broad and wedge target, and said, well, look, it's done what you said it was going to do. Let's move on. We don't have to trade every single freaking move. You get into a habit of doing that when you've got people who ask for who do want to trade every single trade, or don't take profits. So like they're in a move. So like another shout out to Corey again. It's like a lot of people ask me for TA on things after something's already happened. And it's like, well, you're looking to take profits cold-bloodedly, and you're long on AMD right now, and you're sat there and you're looking at having coming at a profit-taking target, and you've not taken any profits, and you're not willing to wait and see how things could maybe go, having have had significant things happen in the markets. Well, then what can I say, right? Then here we are on, what was this one? Cardano? Oh, Jamie's calling me. Oh, damn it. What's happened? Am I streaming live? Does seem to be. Hello? Hi. I am working too hard. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Working way too hard. And what was the other one? Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, but the bingo machine didn't go off. Right, cool. Nice one. Cheers. See it. On. Right. See ya. That was trade spotting. Phoning me up to tell me I'm working too hard. I'm doing brilliant. He said it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Working too hard though. Just ask people how they're doing. What are they up to the weekend? I want to know these things. I actually would, I want to hang out with my pals a little bit. Yous are my favorite people. Yous genuinely are. So I want to know how yous are doing. Like, are you good? Let me know if you're good. Put comments in there. Tell me, first off, how you're doing today. 2, are you looking forward to the weekend, or does a little bit of you want it to have markets open all the time? 3, do you look at cryptocurrencies over the weekend to keep that vibe going, or do you really take advantage of the weekend and like relax? I'll be doing a bit of that, taking advantage of the weekend and relaxing thing, I imagine. But then, best laid plans, and this is me we're talking about, it doesn't tend to happen like that. Like we said today, for example, so determined to have an easy show. Didn't happen. So let me know all those things. Just chat to me a wee bit in there. I'll get back over and I'll read the chat in a wee minute or two. This is this thing that we were talking about. What is it? Cardano didn't do this move here. Why not? Right? Let's just look at that for a second. Why not? And why not? What happened here? That's the 12-hour time frame. So maybe I was looking at maybe on the 4-hour time frame. Doesn't massively matter about the time frames if you're able to kind of understand what you're looking at. What happened here? All these drawings here, like, what was I suggesting to myself? Why is this? I really wonder what I was saying here. This is purely speculative, this here. But that would have been the time to be measuring it. What was that? I might have to go back and look at my last Cardano technical analysis. I imagine it was done around about 7th of October. I might have to go back and look at it and see what I was saying. I wonder what I was saying. This is not what's on. There's no harmonic in here connecting up there's no X to A to C point up there for us. If we wanted to look at one, the way to look at it here is to go from the X to the A. Then this would be your B point down here. We would have an as yet unknown D point and an as yet unknown C point, because you can't really measure it until you've at least got your C, and we don't have a C point in here. So like that would be a start. That'd be an 856. That's pretty rubbish. No, sorry, it's just no, that would be better. Or that. How far up is that? Let's measure a couple of these things real quick. 8, 8. That's rubbish. Rubbish. Right, screw all of that then. Oh. Well, we know I like a trade off the 236. We know I like a trade off the 236. How would I discuss this one? I mean, sometimes you go into the harmonics route and everything else and all the rest of it. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Simpler, easier things to do. Measuring this thing out and saying, well, how far into it are we? The whole thing lasts for 200 bars, so you're looking for 150 into it to be the breakout point. There we are. We're at the breakout point. Breakout. Shout out to Northern Ireland people at the breakout point. Here's our Cardano technical analysis, and we're at the breakout point now. This thing looking between the highs over here, down here, there, down to the lows over there. Looking up to 2.684 on this one. If we do actually go the whole way up, bearing in mind now that there's this golden pocket here on the way up there, so we'll maybe not be looking entirely for that move up there immediately. We'd also have to be aware of the 382 in here, maybe making us think about that 60% measured move target that Bulkowski talks about. That's if we were to get a breakout on this thing at the minute. If we do get a breakout on this thing at the minute, then I would be looking for us to get more trend in action on the go here. We can remember what it was like whenever we had our Bitcoin tap or Bitcoin tap. See, when that tap came in on Bitcoin and we'd had this knot in price action over here, we went in for a tap area and came back down to challenge the knot. Then you'd be looking and saying to yourself, well, if we consolidate around here and we actually don't break down any lower, then maybe this is just a correction against our upward move that we'd had on before. This is just, as then would form part of a larger upward trend. you know, over. That just kind of is just keeps on going. But if we did drop down, then we'd be going down to challenge that low, and I'd be looking for 155. So I mean, right now inside this equilateral triangle, I'd be looking at seeing whether or not we get a break either to the top side or to the downside. But just in terms of whether or not I'd want to play this thing out from inside of the consolidation point itself, I'd be looking to just simply play this with a move at that 236, looking to try and break out from here because we're 75% the way in, and I'd be fair enough at just kind of, managing it like that. I'd like to see, have we got anything? No, it's not like we've got anything really going on over here. We have obviously broke out of this. There was some sort of ascending triangle, sure, on a different time frame, no doubt. There it was, in fact, on the daily time frame. So that daily time frame took us back down to the bearish control zone with that descending triangle, Christie. So then we went back up to the 50% line there. That's pretty good. Overall, I think that since we didn't actually break into the bearish control zone in this zone, that really just, even though we know that this is an equilateral triangle, that we're better off just kind of playing it with the bullish mentality in mind, bearing in mind that that longer term trend is indeed to the top side. Right? Right. Hi, anyway, back to Scotland. You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before ye. Ah, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. I shut your face there. That wasn't a funny accent at all. There was nothing happening. I take on an infinity gauntlet. What kind of power do you prefer? I don't actually have a single Scooby. What the heck you're talking about there? Apple Blossom, Rocky Outcrop, can you stop working so hard and check PayPal? Indeed, coming right up there. Just wanted to check with that there. Pam the trader earlier on with that dono. Jamie Curran with that dono as well. I mentioned and read out about the happy birthday. D Harker with a dono as well for the inevitably fantastic TA. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, D. I never actually quite know whether or not to kind of fully dox you and say the next two letters of your name, or if you prefer to just have me call you D, man. I never know. I like calling you D though. What was I supposed to do over there? Check something. Let's do it for the laugh. That was a good laugh. Right, 17 seconds of laughter. So, yeah, what was I supposed to check? Oh, I checked my PayPal. I checked it, man. Ain't nothing in there. Unless it went through some Streamlabs old donation link. In fact, let me just check my description over here. I've only got 85 concurrent viewers, so people are didn't like the accent, maybe? I don't really know. Monetization is off. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Turn that on. Silly me. Whoops. So wait now, where's my details here? Scrolling down, join the Discord membership, blah blah blah. Stream elements, Rocky Outcrop tip. Yeah, no. So if they use the link in the description, no, I don't know, man. That's cool. Cheers though for the update. So check that. I could go log in to PayPal and that in the background, but I think is that a bit much? I'll bring up Streamlabs donation thing, and that'll tell me if anybody's donated to Streamlabs, and then I'll be able to figure it out. There we go. That'll be a fix without me having to log in anywhere. Cool, excellent. So I wanted to find out how your weekends were going to be going, and what you're talking about. Water. Whoa. Do you want allowed changes to your computer? Yeah, okay. You can make changes. Streamlabs. Did I just open up Streamlabs? Damn it! I didn't want to open up Streamlabs. Stream labels. Where's that at? Damn. Right. Yeah, ticker bingo, ticker bingo. I like your idea there, says oh there. Oh there. Who's oh there? People changing their names is so confusing. Oh there. Hmm. Oh there. Who would that be with a yellowy looking green circle thing? Who would that be? Oh there. Could it be Ashley? I don't know. Might be Ashley. Right. So what do we have here? Tom Tran subscribed. Thanks so much for that. D Harker with that entirely fantastic TA. Happy birthday, Shakar. Super chat, 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 super chat. Nope. Nope. Bum 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 bum. Maybe I need to go log in at PayPal. I don't know. I can't do that on a live stream though. It's significantly less entertaining than anything else. So bing bong. See the wee Scotland flags in there. They're good, eh? Ha. Right, sweet. No, it's not Ashley. Damn, she's actually there. So who could it be? Oh, there with that. Who could it be? I wonder. So where are these? What Jamie's calling? Okay, cool. We'll figure it out. Hey, bro. Yo. Okay, I'll have to log in and check it. No problem. Love it. Off window. Yeah, not on a window capture. I'll go do that now. And don't read out the person's name, but look at it. Thanks. Okay. Well, Jamie's pretty insistent. Let's do this. I'm a little bit kind of anxious almost about it. So, ticker bingo. I'm sure I've missed a couple of these ticker bingo doodads that came out, right? I'm sure I probably have. But my balance is pretty rubbish in terms of figuring this stuff out as I'm doing it. Where's the see somebody's making a furlong pun out there. That's pretty good. Can Ryan Cohen sing Happy Birthday? No, he can't. He's not able to. Wow, Jamie Curran, what a generous guy, says Kieran. That's quality. So Jimmy is a generous guy, if that's who you were saying it to. Water, everybody get a water in there. Little shout from Sal to get your water in there. So I'm going away off to look at this other website here thing in the background. Ticker bingo, ticker bingo. Boom, boom, wow, wow. Bum, 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 bum. Two-factor authentication. So there you go. People who are all like, I'm going to steal his money. 31960. Ah, wait, that doesn't work. Sorry. Resend that one real quick. Next time, don't read it out live into the into YouTube. That would be smart, wouldn't it? What an idiot. Who does that? Rocky Outcrop. He's an idiot. The best show, no, the best one is the join button beside the subscribe button. That's the best one. Yeah, hit that join button. It's the best button. It's a fun button. Do 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 do. Ba-dum bum ba-dum. Ba-dum bum ba-dum. Ba-dum bum ba-dum. How does this thing work? Well, that's incredibly generous. That's incredibly generous. Thank you very much for the $1,000 donation. $1,000 donation. Thank you so much. There was a $49.30 fee on that $1,000 donation, which is so much better than the $300 that YouTube would have charged, or indeed the $100 that Patreon would have charged, etc. Thank you so much to the person who will remain nameless. Thank you so much. That's really, 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 really kind of you. That's really amazing. I'm a little bit lost for words. Thank you so very kindly. Um, thank you so much. Thank you. Ha! Really appreciated. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Really do. Really, 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 really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. There's Salamander reminding folk what the Patreon actually is as well. If you want to join the Discord, head on over to there. The Discord entry is now $25 a month. It's not much. It's half the price of the fee of that donation. Right? It's amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. But seriously, the Patreon costs half the price of the fee. So for the fee that was paid for just processing that transaction, you can join the Patreon for 2 months. Maybe that describes how good value the Patreon is, even at this price now, and why, of course, the Patreon, the Discord price will go up in the future as well. Obviously, when you start operating at different kind of levels than that. So brilliant, amazing, amazing, amazing. Right. So we're talking about superpowers and what superpowers to prefer. I presume. My superpower that I would prefer would be right now would probably be to have the power to sleep well. Wouldn't that be good? That would be good if I could just sleep well. And I tell you what, I mean that donation and stuff like that makes it so you go to bed feeling very happy, very much more likely to sleep well. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome, says Ghost of Kim. Oh my goodness, your photo is scary because of my because of the way that I because of the way that I remove the colors from the background thing. That makes the month. It does indeed. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So amazing. $1,000. Really amazing. Lol. Andrews are never going to join around here. What? What are you talking about? Drew. I've got loads of Drews. Wait a minute. Am I confused about something? There's lots of Drews around here. Andrews, Drew Sauls, Andes. There's quite a few. Wow. Where is Andrew Husman? Where is Andrew Husman? I don't actually know who Andrew Husman is. Am I supposed to know who Andrew Husman is? If I've forgotten something there, then I'm sorry about that. Fine, I claim Zodak. I have got no idea what you're talking about. Sips tea, bloody hell. That's right, totally. Legend, whoever you are. Really kind and generous person. It's not the first time that I've received an anonymous donation that's somewhat like that sort of thing. And every time it does it, every time I get something like that in there, it leaves me so incredibly floored. It's incredible because it's incredible, incredible. I feel like it was in part a response to the chat that we had there about how the value that's in these episodes, and to have somebody give you that confirmation that there is that value in the show. I mean, it's like I know it's there, right? But to get seen, wow! And look, there we go. There's Drew. There's a Drew. So what I tell you? What I tell you? That's right. Thank you so much. Contagious smile superpower. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, apparently there was a bit of a fanny as well questioning donations that came in on Jimmy told me about that afterwards actually. Jimmy told me about that. Was that who that guy was? That what that means? Ah, right. So he was called he was the husband. Oh, I get it. I get it. That's Andrew Husband. Wow. Well, yeah, I tell you what, it's so fantastic. It's so fantastic to have people who see the value and then want it to be seen back the way. Amazing. This is my life, you know? This is my life. I'm a real person. I do actually exist. And that is really touching. So I really appreciate it. I don't want to go. I don't want to go into. I don't want to go mad. I don't want to go mad. So yeah, we got another one in here. We love you, Rocky Outcrop. The knowledge, calm, and understanding that you bring to the community is worth more than any monetary value. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Andrew Husband is famously stingy, and once he dropped a dime and it hit him on the head on the way down. Love you, Outcrop. Just popping in to say you're a beautiful human being. Ah, man, thanks so much. Wow. Wow. Realizing dreams together, eh? Paulo Coelho says that when you aspire towards your true destiny, the world will conspire to see you get there. And then YouTube stats make you feel like that's not actually what's happening. And all it takes is a couple of individuals to come along and tell you, actually, you might actually be doing the right thing. Thanks so much. It's massively appreciated. Anyway, right, we're going to tune out now. It's come up to 4 o'clock. I've got stuff to do. We're talking about the weekend, right? We're talking about the weekend and what we've got coming up over the weekend. Things that I've got coming up over the weekend are spending time with family. That's one of them, and I'll be starting that off. Soon, in fact, real soon. So there was a question that came in from Riley Gregg earlier about trading styles. If you'd like to answer, I would like to answer. I'll just scroll up and see if I see Riley Gregg's name on the chitter chatter here, unless it was on a super chat, which it wasn't. So yeah, that's amazing. By the way, to that person, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing that encouragement to us as a community, and how much it means to me is amazing for that donation earlier on. Where's the Riley one? Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-ba-dum, bum. Nope, not on my list here of comments that I can see so easily, so I'm not answering it. No, oh, sorry. It's just I'm blown away. I got given a $1,000 donation there, Amber. It's my life, you know. I do this sort of thing, and it's my life. This is my entire hopes and dreams are achieved here and realized on a daily basis with my interactions with people. And that means an awful lot. And then to be seen by somebody means an awful lot. I get told the same sort of thing back the way, you know. I do the same sort of thing to people back the way. But to be this is my life, my entire life, and my entire life achievements of caring about people, caring about technical analysis, believing in people, and doing that, and seeing it happen, realized here, means a lot. It's tears of joy, happy. You know, this is everything I've ever worked for, ever. Here, I've only ever worked for two things. And that's it, and it's happening here in a beautiful convergence, and I don't know how to handle it emotionally. That's all it is. It's Friday. Just take it easy. Trade solution was Friday later on. Rock Aircraft, read out what happened to Andrew Husband when he when he tried to get out the bus that time. Where's that? Read what? What happened? What happened? Once Andrew Husband was getting on a bus and he asked how much it was, and the driver said 20 cents. And he said, WTF? I don't want to buy the bus. Yeah. Andrew Husband wouldn't get off the bus though, so so the driver got out of his box, grabbed his suitcase, and threw it off the bridge. Aye, this was Andrew. This was the one that this story happened to. This is the one that story happened to. So yeah, so currently Andrew he's refusing to get off the bus because he won't pay the 20 pence fee. So the driver just takes this thing, he chucks his suitcase right off the bus, and it went over the edge and off the bridge and down into the water. And Andrew Husband says, you know, this is Andrew Husband that we're talking about here, says, "Oh my God! First you try to rob me with ticket prices, then you drown my only son." Yeah. Ride or die. Rocky's my guy. Thanks, man. It starts with them getting on the bus. Yeah. Love reflects back, and that's what we shine. Yep, it's beautiful. Ronaldo dropping the hearts in. I swear to God, I want to see his subscribers up at 575 the next time we tune in his channel. If you've not subscribed yet, just do it. Just do it just to make me happy. That'd be really nice if you would. But actually do it because you listen to his music. Actually, know what? Screw it. Actually, don't do it just to make me happy. Go there and listen to the guy's music, and then I challenge you not to. Right? Right, cool, sweet. Oh, something just came in there from Janine, a fiver. Why is it not showing? Oh, here we have it. The fact that you have a loyal following full of kind, lovely people is good evidence that you're on the right track, Rocky. Good attracts good. Yeah. Everybody here is so brilliant. You're my favorite people. I'm not kidding. You're my favorite people before I got the donations, right? And you're my favorite. You're still my favorite people. The donations are a symptom of our relationship more than anything else. Andrew Husband, you guys weren't even there. Oh, Andrew Husband, he's here, alive, with us, and he's a member. Andrew, I feel so bad. Why are we laughing at this Andrew guy? I like him. Look at him there. My name's Rocky Outcrop. There is more story. Oh, there's more story. Oh, I didn't read it all. Sorry, going back up. There's more story. There's more story. There's more story. Nope. No, there wasn't more story. I read it. I read it all. Andrew, JME, Andrew, JME, Andrew, JME. Laugh. Rocky Crumb and Trace One are the mods, regular subscribers, and members are all legends. Yes, these all absolutely are. Slaying it. Space. Thanks so much. Ain't no one like us. That's right. No one in the market's got swagger like us. Deep fucking value trade spot and super stonk. I gave those super stonk guys a mention in my song. Ain't nobody even watched it, by the way. Well, people have watched it, but I've got 10,000 subscribers and it's got like 1,000 views. Go check out my song. It's really crap. You'll love it. It's called Diamond Plains. It goes, it's good. I have to pay. I don't get any. It's a cover essentially or whatever of it doesn't matter. So check it out on my channel. Diamond Plains, Rocky Outcrop. Great song. Great song. I've also got other songs on there. There's one about how I've got a cup of tea or something like that. We are so thankful. Rocky. Heart, heart, heart. Thanks so much, Karen. You're lovely. You're lovely. Justin Pickerel. He's my favorite of the Pickerels. Thanks so much, man. Andrew, I think Andrew's second name was Houston. Oh, Meow Coffee. Oh, was that? Yeah, it wasn't husband. It wasn't husband. It was somebody else. It was somebody else. He was there though. He was there. You guys weren't even there. You didn't even know. You don't even know. Anyway, we're all good here, which is nice. So bring a banana fridge with you to space. Yes, do that. Right, 3 minutes past 4. Does anybody actually want me to take a look at anything? I mean, is there anybody actually proactively trading anything right now that they would really like me to take a look at so we can just have a wee chit chat about what they're proactively trading right now or not? Let me know and we can do that just now. Okie doke. That Keanu, nah man. I got $1,000 donation and we chatted about it. It's the sort of thing that I got in and I tried to stay contained about it all and everything else. And I was talking about how much all this means to me, you know, because this is my life. This is my life. I don't know if that sentence has the impact that it's supposed to have. I'm being honest about it. Thanks for that. I'm being honest about it. Is that when I say that this is my life and this is everything I've ever worked for, it's true. And you just ask my friends and family, and they'll tell you about how much friends mean to me, and how much believing in people means to me, and how much doing this means to me, and the impact we're having. God, amazing. So it means a lot. So whenever you get that back, it means a lot. That's all it is, mate. That's all it is. Just a human being. I can't wait to be able to donate how much you deserve. I'm still building my trading account, but I've had consistently winning trades all months thanks to you and Jamie. Much love, brother. Much love to you, Jiu-Jitsu guy, as well. I had an amazing conversation last night with Nav and Ethan as well. I had an amazing conversation last night with Nav and Ethan. He was in the chat yesterday. Fantastic person. Definitely. Fami says existential. We could take a quick look at Fami. Rocky Outcrop, take a break. You're doing well. Okay, yeah. GME again says Chippy. Zini or Spire. OCGN. Well, OCGN came in from Riley Gregg. Riley, I missed your question earlier on. You were asking a question about something, but I don't know what it was. Andrew husband loves a bit of Andrew Houston husband. Say his name. It's funny. Loves a bit of uranium. Uranium. Ba, 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 ba. That was that song. Do you remember it from around about the year 2000? Andrew from last night. No, Navanethan. I was talking about there a minute ago. If you're talking about, no, I don't know. Whatever. All of my currents are shit, so I'd be ashamed to even tell. Oh. If you don't tune in for Trace on Friday with the Spoon Slayers, then you are weird. That's the declaration that came out from Trace One. Yeah, do definitely tune in later on for that for trades sloshing. Meaning of all of life to help others. I love it. That's yeah. And then whenever you see that coming back and stuff like that, it's just totally amazing. It's amazing. Thanks so much for becoming a member, by the way, Baby Joe. Thank you. Don't know what that means. YouTube member. What the hell is that? I'm gonna have to check. Because there shouldn't be YouTube members. That doesn't mean anything. Baby Joe, can you let me know what that is that you just became a member of? Sorry. I do appreciate it, by the way, whatever it is. But what is it? I know you hit the join button, right? It's just it says YouTube member. It should be like early supporter, early supporter plus. YouTube member. If that's the 199 one, then it shouldn't actually be there. I might end up refunding you later on if that happens. It's not me kicking you off the membership thing. It's just if it's the cheaper if it's 199 or something, it shouldn't be there. I don't think. Anyway, whatever. Riley Gregg. Oh, here it was. Just curious if trading styles different from country to country. Like, do Americans trade like Europeans? My thought was how styles can sometimes change country to country. Well, they absolutely do. You'll notice that Americans have got a real options heavy culture, so much so that that it's bizarre talking to them for the first time if you grew up trading in the UK and never interacted with anybody from a foreign country before, because of course we don't really do options here. Options came about in America like when they banned contracts for difference and stuff like that. It's just another form of derivatives, and then it's kind of like, then I suppose the sort of the cleaner edge in terms of understanding that you're trading with derivatives in the retail market here in the Europe and the UK. It's more understood than with options, because an option, while being a derivative in a sense, is actually trading on the underlying itself, and you do receive them at the end of the day, which gives a slightly confused picture to a lot of Americans. They don't even realize sometimes that they're using leverage when they buy and sell options, etc. So, so there's that, and then there's and of course as well the way that it functions with premiums, etc., and then the use cases for hedging, which is what they're for. And then and then you've got yeah, the propensity to trade certain things in the retail market. So I've noticed in America there's a lot less of an awareness of forex than there is in Europe, and it makes a lot of sense. Less so now, perhaps, but it makes a lot of sense that that 20 years ago everybody knew about the ideas of foreign exchange in Europe, and roughly kind of how much is the pound compared to the Deutschmark compared to the franc, what how much is a peseta, it's 4,000 pesetas for a pound. Is that about right? What was the thing? What was it again? Like all this. So we kind of knew about these things. So there was a different trading style. So I mean, America's got 300 million people in it, right? So while I can say that I think statistically there's less interest, there might be more. I'm just talking on a per capita basis. So there's little things like that as well. There's I do notice that there is attitudinal things as well. I mean, Americans very positive, and stuff like that. British people a little bit less so. Kind of does have an impact in terms of how people think. And there's a massively different attitude towards trading and the awareness of it in some countries. And my experience talking to people in Asia, that there's some very, very, very fantastic people, but I would say that the retail market in Asia is even less, is very, very nascent in terms of its understanding of what's going on. So, not Asia, China, specifically China, not Asia, China specifically. Japanese people have got another different trading style. They're more reserved as well, and more collective minded. So I suppose maybe at times you see kind of more cohesion amongst amongst retail trades in other countries that think about the bigger movements, and America as well culturally is far more individualist They promote and they honor and praise and celebrate the individual a lot more than other countries. So there's that. But strangely enough, Wall Street Bets, an American thing. So yeah, weird as well. Weird attitudes towards trading, and and the complete lies as well that put out about the SEC, the lack of transparency in America. America's so obviously one of the most corrupt countries. Sorry, so obviously one of the most. We're GME holders here. We know what the chat is. Not everybody else does. I'm not making a broad stroke statement. I'm just saying that because of the setup in America with the lack of transparency, there's massive, massive amounts of corruption that we all know about with regards to naked shorting, etc., which just goes swept under the carpet. So that's a big problem. And then this rebellion against collectivism. You can see that the SEC wanting to, and people and senators and everything gathering, bandying around, I should say, to try and prevent people from acting as a group, as a collective, because of market manipulation. Laughable stuff, where they're attacking people for thinking outside of being simply an individual, attacking that idea. And I think that's something that you would never see in other countries. So that leads to certain attitudes, which is really strange, right? It's really strange. But America loves, promotes, and celebrates the individual and then attacks people for gathering together in groups, which is strange because it's built into the Constitution. Remember that Constitution thing you've got there? How you got the right to free speech and the right to gather and stuff like that. It's the same in markets. Your efforts are impactful, Rocky. My family, friends rely on my trading confidence, which I didn't have before watching you and Jamie. You're appreciated. Janine, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing that that's a thing. That's amazing that that is a thing. And I am so proud and honored and humbled. And thank you so kindly for having told me that. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you. Doing well. Weekly time frame. Doing well. Recently, on the daily time frame, completed a harmonic pattern, which is not visible for some reason there on the charts or anything. And ultimately came down to this region in here where we've seen the prices resurge back up from. And we will be very positive if we take out $200 again in the near future. In terms of today's price action, got a couple of dojis here taking up our first hour of trading day, and then of course going back to how we ended off yesterday, resulting in this type of look on the 4 hour time frame right here at the 236, kind of giving us that little question mark about whether or not we need to see things pull back. To put that into context then therefore of where we are right now, you can imagine a pullback coming into $180 over the period of the next couple of days, if that's how long it took and that's how weak the pullback was, very easily. You can also imagine the pullback even now to $177 fairly easily as well with regards to how this goes. Now, of course, as well, you can imagine us moving on up the way. I would assume, though, if that did happen, that we would probably come back and retest this area again thereafter. It would need to be, but at the same time, what you have right now is the potential for this to be operating just like a bull flag. And the move that I'd be looking to have happen off of the back of this is for something along these sorts of lines, which we pop it in over here. And what does it do? It takes us up to 197. We spoke about before a couple of different key things, like, of course, the importance of taking out our prior highs. We also know that if this were to be then shoved up into a higher time frame, like the 24-hour time frame starts to get a bit tighter, pop it on something like the 2-day time frame, and what you're looking at is obviously becomes one of those V's eventually, and you're kind of asking questions about where your diving board is. You actually find that the 886 for this thing comes into that $207 target that we spoke about before, and it's where the changing conditions happen psychologically. So we know that this is coming up for us in the future, and any runs that we have from now could take us to 197, the round number of 200 for resistance, and potential pullbacks from there, which I would anticipate, and moves towards 207, where you could have potential pullbacks where I anticipate. extreme gusto and bigger moves could take us up towards higher targets. Moving directly towards the gap fill at 290 would be kind of scary for me in a sense, because I think that there is the potential there for even more pullbacks as well at that point. To go there directly would result in kind of psychological pain for a lot of people if you were to go directly to this point here and then pull back afterwards, I think. So I would rather see that more organically, go up there with a bit of momentum. And there was a couple of things that people asked for, but at this stage, I've actually forgotten what they were. So instead, I'm just going to go back over to AMC and talk about this here for a second, and say was there something there I can see? Nah, probably not. Don't mean to be dismissive of anything. I think there was something that maybe Ronaldo said, and I'd take a look at that because I'm promoting Ronaldo today, and I want everybody to know who he is. So I'm going to go back to the main screen and bring up a couple of these. Bring up a couple of these comments from him. AMC doing extremely well today, operating above $40 is extremely good. We were looking for $44, and we could see things pull back to $36. Of course we could, but $37.73 would be where I would be looking to if we did see a pullback, and I think that would be quite a stingy, painful one. So that's where I'm looking at the minute. Overall, we did pretty good here, and we bust outside of this and this track. Did this all happen in today's show? Did I talk about this triangle and the this? Man, my memory sometimes is so bad. It's like the emotional impact. It's the same with me after I have an argument or something like that. Now, this was very positive, right? And I got this flood of emotions that were very positive. But what's really happened for me there is I've kind of just then gone and forgotten everything that happened before. It's kind of like a coping mechanism, I guess. So I can't remember. Did we talk about this here? I guess we must have, but there we have it. Bit of resistance here for us, with this wick that we've seen so far, and asking questions as we sit underneath the 236 currently on the smaller turn time frames, the 15-minute time frame. I suppose you can see that we've got these highs that came in. Yes, this low was slightly lower, bringing up the oscillators down below and making that comparison and saying, well, at these two highs, there's bearish divergence. This low is slightly lower. The way that this thing could pan out for us would be that since this low is slightly lower than this high, and this high slightly higher than that high, come back in at this stage here, perhaps for a higher low, perhaps, or whatever. And what you're looking at overall is, if I just slide that down that way, slide that up that way, is the psychology that you'd have in a diamond if this were to be the case or whatever. And I would be looking for continuation here along these lines for us. So this low line down here is so low. Actually, my consideration for this one at this point just here is along this sort of a lines. Now, this isn't a very nice looking diamond thing at all, but for us to have this one touch, two touches at the top side, another touch down here, then perhaps we get a third touch and explode outside of what becomes ultimately an equilateral triangle on the right hand side. And that's very speculative at this stage, based purely off of the idea of this being lower and this being higher, and that broadening out thing as well for us. So I just kind of I just mentioned that, but overall I'm hoping to see us put in higher lows than this overall, and move towards the top side thereafter and continue on with what the trend is so far, and just to be able to keep continuing on with that at the minute. Now we're staying above the 236 currently, and if we can do so, then we've had a pullback to the 618 already, and I would want to see us moving up, and like I say, the target's 44, and I'm still going to aim there. 4150 is where I'd hope to see the next basing out level, if we need to have one. The next one is going to be in it around, I would like to see the next one being up there as opposed to where we are now, but whatever. The danger, of course, being there that you'd have this on the go, which would of course be a wedge, and at that point then I think we'd probably go back in for another retest, a retest of 40 and then off again. How would that actually work? This is very speculative, but how would it work, just thinking forward, if it was around about that sort of thing? Where would you get wait, if this was the move, in fact, I never really tend to do this sort of crap. I actually really dislike the idea of doing what I'm just doing right now. But in terms of, if this was like the down and up, then down, and then broke here, then that would take us back to 39.80 sort of thing. So like, yeah, so I'd look out for that 41.50 as being a pivot point in the future coming up, depending on how this shapes out. Obviously I think about 8 things at once. Right, great. So that's enough of that. I want to find Ronaldo's post where he said a ticker. and then I can look at that one real quick. Or otherwise, if I don't see it on here, then I'll just tune out. I'll put on a Ronaldo song, in fact. I'll miss the second half. I always sing to the poor hungover folks on my Saturday morning show. It's because he was talking about the best way to set up for a live stream is trade sloshing. So, of course, that's why he's saying that. So we answered that earlier on. I didn't see the comment in there, and that's cool. So what we'll do instead of doing that is we'll just jump on over to Ronaldo's channel, and I'll put on a song that he plays, so you get a taster of what he's like, and you should and so that you know that I'm not joking. And I also get to check how many subscribers he's got, so I can yap at you for not doing a good job if I find that next time. 570. Good. It's already had an impact. Thanks, people. But we're at least 5 away. I want to see it going up at least another 5. At least another 5. But well done. I anticipated checking this a little bit later than I did. So I'm very, very glad that you pushed it to 570. Good. But we need more. In fact, Ronaldo's doing his own job. He maybe even got them himself today. Who knows, right? I'm not going to take credit for that. We need to revise our expectations. I want to see this at 585. That's what I want to see. 585. Very hard, I know, but can we get to 585? Anyway, what did we want to put on here? As you can see, I watch his videos. So what do we want to put on here? What do we want to put on? Ooh. Maybe to show you how good a singer he is, I'll play his video from last night. So just to show you how good a singer this guy is, here you have somebody who's about to eat some of this ridiculous hot sauce. And it's ridiculous. It's very hot. And then he's going to do a song. Okay. So we can go to this bit here where he has a little extra bite and then questions his sanity for a split second. And then you can see how hot this is. And then you can see how good his voice is after that. And there you go. Then you'll know he's a good singer.
I'm going to eat more of it.
I thought that was funny earlier. What am I doing? Very spicy.
It's hot. It's definitely hot.
Very hot. And then anyway, he does this a song.
I should have known that soon I would become a victim of that selfish kind of love. The kind of love where I can't see what's in front of me. And I can't help that I'm addicted to every little sexy thing you do. I'm hanging on every movement of your hips. And my friends try to tell me that you're a cold-blooded Jezebel, but I just can't let it go. I got a feeling that I'm not the only one, but you got me believing that.
Check him out, right? There's a guy, Grace under fire, under pressure, eating the hot sauce and still delivering with the music. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Nice voice. Told you, I told you, told you. So I want to see that subscriber number. Why is this not working anymore? Trying to turn on that comment. Oh, there we go. I want to see that subscriber number going up a bit. Right. Okay. So thanks. Reverse roll call coming in before we. Thank you as well to Duo. You've got Ant-T Fanatic. You've got Chippy, the new name for Chip Boy, Dead Boy Chipmunk. You've got Andy A. Thanks so much, man. As ever, it's always good to see you. You've got Amber. I'm trying to click these links, but they're not showing up very quickly. So I'll just do it. I'll just do it without clicking all the links, all the message things, and just say your names out. because it's not very quick. So you got Pam the trader. Thanks so much, Pam. She's a trader. She's called Pam. She works out every morning. She does squats with us. We did squats today. If you did them, then let me know in the comments down below after this video's finished. Devin Docherty, good to see you, mate. These spikes in price action in AMC with relatively low volume is encouraging. Yeah, but Katie Babes, Rocky Outcrop, log off. You're being too good to us. Yes, indeed. Amber, thanks again. Space Banana, Banana, Banana. Ashley, Banana Frige, Mushroom Minis. Good one. You should look out for our pal Eddie B, who's a mushroom guy, a mushroomer. Maybe even buy some mushrooms from him someday. Then you've got Crack, lol, good one. And you've got plenty of other people. Banana Freeze, Z Kang, yes, thanks so much for tuning in as well, my buddy. Salamander as well, Janine W as well. So then you've also got a bunch of people that were very generous as well today. So you've got the person who'll remain nameless, who did $1,000 donation. Much thanks for that. Thanks for calling me a few times, Jamie, to make sure that I actually did see it. Ghost of that Jiu-Jitsu guy, you've got him as well, for example. Baby Joe that became a member. Thanks to all the people that are members. Justin Pickerel, one up coin. That was a test that I did earlier. D Harker, Jamie Curran. I know that guy. Pam the trader, Kim Shikar, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Shikar. Bajracharya. Happy birthday to you. You were born in the zoo. You were born in the zoo. What's that? What's the song go like again? Raised by the monkeys and I don't even know. There's another one. Another one that my mum liked to sing. Corey Bing Bong, thanks so much for everything today. Daniel Lesage again. Frozen Puck, thank you as well. And to all of you, D Harker and everybody else as well. Thanks for tuning in. My name's been Rocky Outcrop. We will be back again on Monday to do this as we do all the time. I might even see you over the weekend. Who knows? These things sometimes happen. I could do another stream. I could even do another stream today. Who knows? Who knows? Oh my god. You'll have to just subscribe and hit that notification bell to find out when that is. Join the Discord and I can chat to you about that all the time. Maybe I'll play some Transport Fever at some point or something like that, or play Twitch. Oh, let me know as well. Maybe some of you are up for an Among Us, Rocky Outcrop Discord and YouTube community Among Us gameplay on Twitch. We could do that. You could all go and get completely sloshed with trade spotting and play a bit of that with me in the background at the same time as well if you fancy it later on this evening. Let me know. Let me know. I'm addicted to that love. I'll catch you next time.
Of your hip, and my friends try to tell me that you're a cold-blooded Jezebel, but I just can't let it go. I got a feeling that I'm not the only one, but you got me believing that your heart is an open door. Stop with your thieving, playing this fool just like a game. I said I wanna say that this will be the last time, but I know I'm gonna need it again. My saliva is all spicy, and so.
Thank you. Thank you all. Much love. I'll see you again soon. And if you haven't hit the like button yet, there's no hope for you. There's just no hope for you. And if you haven't subscribed and you watched us here, you've watched us more than once, there's no hope for you. There's no hope. You're insane. You're insane.